Welcome to Wireless and IoT Security. Chapter 6 about WLAN IP networking threat and vulnerability analysis. So we look at types of attackers and targets. We also describe wireless and mobile attacks and remediation. What is social engineering? What are different vulnerabilities in Bluetooth and wireless? Different type of threats, different type of attacks. So any kind of wireless device or any kind of device that's connected to a network is vulnerable. There are different type of attackers. So this kind of matrix or one say X table will help us to compare the risk of skilled and unskilled internal and external attackers. So there's always like two different attacks, right? You either have an internal attacks or external. You either have not skilled or highly skilled. So let's say that you are internal, okay? If they're not really skilled, you can always prevent it with best practices and least privilege. But the consequences of their attacks is usually minimal and also vary, but typically it's minimal. On the same scale, if they're not skilled and if they're outsider, again, you can prevent it with relative issues in best practice and common sense. Like having a good password policy, uh, using zero trust. Okay, again, same thing, consequence vary, but minimum. But what happens if it's highly skilled? From the highly skilled, if it's outside attack, most of them it can be prevented with sound security and defense in depth approach. Again, consequence vary, but can be serious if the attack is successful. Now, this is the most dangerous one, right? A trusted insider, but that's also highly skilled. It's difficult to prevent, and it can lead to potentially devastating consequences. Now, we like to think that when we hire an employee or someone, they are trustworthy. But humans are very unpredictable. So we have, as a security professional, you will have to think about what happens in an inside attack and also outside attack. Okay. So again, this we are looking at the target opportunity. So and specific target. So again, not skilled versus highly skilled. In a not skilled and the target opportunity, they're again prevented with best using common sense. This is very similar to the previous one, except over here. If they're highly skilled and specific target, it's unknown. Basically, this is the front line of cyber warfare. You're facing unknown attacks. Okay, so this is extremely important. Okay, how do you scout for a target attack? So you could always use a wireless scanning software which represents a poorly deployed network. They can capture and analyze packets traversed through air interface, gaining access to wireless LAN. At the physical layer, enable attackers to capture packets, map the network, determine device vendors and operating systems. Attackers may also scout individual employees to see where they live and spend their free time. So you also have physical security and wireless networks. So with the physical security, you can control the radiation out of signal outside the premise. ensure the policies are in place and enforced, secure physical access to building and office, physically secure internal systems, lock doors to rooms and containing access to switches, install security doors with audio logs for data centers and network labs, conduct regular sweeps, survey RF power levels, shut down all switch ports on computers not in use. You have social engineering, you have phishing, chat up scam, help desk scam, curiosity kill scam, authority scam, habit scam, tailgating, and anything else. So, like, even social engineering, like, there are different ways you can do it. Let's say that you chosen a specific target. Well, in order to get any information, we have to find it. The easiest way, look at the LinkedIn. So when I was in college, I had tried fishing. So I used a LinkedIn uh, profile to get the information and wrote a paid phishing email. I never sent it, but that's one way to work. You could get emails. Hey, your uh, computer is going to expire. Uh, Call this number to resolve the issue. There's also called WAD driving, right? Uh, which is an 82.11 wireless WAD dialing. Attackers search for wireless access points in a form of unauthorized and covert credentials. Doesn't require special equipment. Most successful if a high gain antenna is used. WAD driver uses sniffer to detect access points and their SSIDs by intercepting and capturing their beacons. So these are the vulnerabilities WAD driver typically look for. Default username and passwords, weak or non-existent WLAN encryption, default SSIDs, default crypto keys for authentication and encryption, default SNMP settings, default channels, enable DHCP protocols. These are the common waterway attacks masquerading. The attackers impersonate other users to gain their level of privileges. Your replay attack, they use a packet analyzer to capture network traffic between hosts. Your message modification attacks, the attack alters, deletes, adds, or reorders a content message. You have a denial of service. They constantly transmit layer one level, results others being denied across the network. What are rogue access points? Is an unauthorized access point attached to the wire network. They're installed by people with malicious intent or well-meaning employees who want easy access to the network. Hackers exploit rogue APs. They unmanaged and vulnerable attack may be added to the network to serve as an attack vector. So when you add a rogue point access point, you have vulnerabilities. They allow you to scan and map the network, open you to management attacks. You can also have attacks on the wire network, like ARP poisoning, DHCP attacks, STP attacks, and DOS attacks. You are free and unauthorized internet access, and all associated problems like phishing, denial surveys, and it could be say illicit website. You also have data leakage and theft due to unauthorized access. You also have something like evil twins, right? A rogue IP is installed with a sinister intent. It looks like it's the real deal. They pose as a genuine network service provider. Users connect to evil twin, use it to access website and perform other tasks. The AP eavesdrops, steals credential, password, anything of interest. They can listen for ESSID being broadcast on genuine access point. They might use a hotspot to listen for prompts sent from other clients in the area. They can either use AirShark or NestTumbler to capture analyze packets to identify ESSID or WLAN. They can deploy fake software-based access point close to target victim and stations. The client state associated with any access point is the same ESSID. Bluetooth also have vulnerabilities and threats. Bluetooth is a short-range RF communication protocol. They operate the 2.4 GHz frequency spectrum. They use adaptive frequency hopping, spread spectrum to mitigate FSO interference and frequency jamming or blocking. Is used to create wireless personal area networks. They connect to 8 devices in a piconet, but only uses 1 microwatt of signal. They evolved over 2 decades of wireless replacement of physical RS-232 cables to ubiquitous wireless technology. Estimated 10 billion Bluetooth-enabled devices worldwide. Success has come about with ubiquity, flexibility, and user convenience. Has maintained a backward compatibility. They branching out into payment and power constrained IoT devices. The notable additions to the specification in 2.0, it has the data rates up to 3 megabits. It also enabled high-speed data exchange of Wi-Fi. In Bluetooth 4.0, it introduced low energy mode. A Bluetooth specification allows 3 levels of security. Authentication, verify the Bluetooth device address. The confidentiality prevents eavesdropping. Authorization ensures a device is authorized to use a service before being permitted to do so. It also had 4 modes. In security mode 1, devices that use this mode are designed and produced with no security features, making them vulnerable to attack. Security mode determines whether authorization is required before a device can have access to certain resources. So think about your car wants to connect to your phone. Security mode 3 requires Bluetooth device to ensure security before physical network connection can be established. Authentication and encryption are mandatory for all connections. Security mode 4 is a service level security mode that uses symbol pairing, a secure mode of pairing and connecting Bluetooth devices. 2 types of security types, you have trusted and untrusted. In trusted devices have full access to all service of another trusted device. Untrusted devices do not have an established relationship and reach only restricted services. If we are using security number 4, there are 4 security. Security level is a 3 layer. Service level 3 requires a manual protection, encryption, preferably user interaction. Service level 2 is encryption only. Service level 1 does not require encryption and the user interaction is unnecessary. Service level 0 requires neither manual protection and encryption nor user interaction. Bluejacking came about through the misuse of Bluetooth feature whereby a mobile phone could exchange a business card measured in a mobile phone. Used by shopkeepers in mall, for example, marketing and advertising. Bluetooth devices needed to peer before communication. Passers-by didn't know whom his or device was peering. After spammers' initial messages were accepted, spammer's Bluetooth device ID was added to customer contacts. Spammer's device was then able to send messages at any time if it's in the range. As stores adapted this form of advertising, it quickly became a real nuisance. Blue stamping is a technique whereby an attacker gains access to unauthorized information on a Bluetooth-enabled device. It can access the contacts, calendar, email, and text messages. The victim's phone must have Bluetooth enabled and be in discover mode. Bluetooth devices must also pair. Blue snuffing uses GET requests to pull information from victim device. Also, blue bugging. It enables an attacker to command your entire handset. It requires a trusted device status, establish a connection by tricking victim's phone into believing the attacker device to be a Bluetooth headset. Then the attacker can control just about every function of the phone via at command codes. They can also listen to conversations. So the question is Bluetooth vulnerable? Bluetooth presents a trade-off between convenience and security. It has vulnerability. It uses pins during short pins during pairing. It uses pairing device in public. It's also convenience. The Bluetooth mitigation disable the Bluetooth feature in public. You also switch off discovery mode. Packet analysis is a practice of capturing and deciphering packets being transferred across the air interface. You have Ethernet, Wireshark, AirShark, are different analyzers. In a wireless environment, all traffic is visible uh, on the same frequencies and channels. If you run AirShark, it's a wireless network card and their promiscuous mode. Because all packets you see cross the airwaves regardless of protocol or destination. Wireless networks are susceptible to information theft. A client station need only listen for access point or beacon before sending an authentication request and forming an association. Attackers can install rogue access point or evil twin to steal users' credentials. Can also obtain this information via social engineering. All the users download and store information on mobile devices that leave the premises, negating controls and security techniques. The advent of mobile IP has led to serious security threats with regard to information theft. It's crucial to protect the network from intruders and to keep information private and safe from theft. If you can use a wireless Wireshark, yeah, an attacker capture and play 82.11 frames. They can intercept packets between a client station and network server and inject a compromised payload. Using a packet analyzer, the attackers can read the contents of the payload in clear text and modify them desired. Without encryption, data insertion and manipulation are not as feasible but very easily for a reasonably skilled hacker. You also have different service attacks, which has 5 layers: application attacks, transport attacks, network layer, MAC layer, and physical layer. You also have peer-to-peer hacking over ad hoc networks. With ad hoc networking, peer-to-peer relationships are formed directly between client stations to form informal networks. The performance and security issues with networks are they cause interference and degradation of service to both the ad hoc and the corporate networks. They had no way of authenticating clients. The coming wave of NFC application would further pressure on IT security teams. Hackers will learn to exploit this technology ahead of general population understanding the risk. What happens when an attacker gains unauthorized control? The lack of robust authentication enables hackers to gain unauthorized access. Network cloaking and using encryption keys as WPA may not be business class security. They're better than open network. In any way, any security is better than no security. So we looked at type of attackers and targets. We also looked at social engineering. We also looked at virus and vulnerabilities, attacks, and threats.